huge fight night this Saturday at the M&S Bank Arena, live and exclusive on DAZN all around the world. It's a bit chilly here compared to Las Vegas last week. We're on a hell of a run. Of course, Madison Square Garden, just a couple of weeks ago, we saw a Fight of the Year contender between George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez. Last week, we're at MGM Grand in Las Vegas for another great fight between Devin Haney and Jojo Diaz. And now we have 4 shows in 2 weeks live on DAZN. Of course, Dimitri Bivol defends his World Championship in Russia this weekend. We're in Liverpool for a tremendous fight card, double header with Conor Benn and Katie Taylor. And next week, on Friday night in Uzbekistan for Matchroom against Soro, and we close out the year December 18th at the Manchester Arena for Chisora Parker rematch. Great nights ahead, and of course we focus on this Saturday. Tremendous fight card, expecting around 7,000 at the M&S Bank Arena. Great city, and we can't wait to be back on Saturday night here. We're going to go through the ladies and gentlemen up here on the top 2 tables. We'll start with the table beneath us. And we'll start with Paddy Lacey, on account that he has sold buckets worth of tickets for this fight. An incredible story, former pro footballer, now making his way in the boxing world. Paddy, welcome. I know you told me to put you on as late as possible on Saturday night. I've done that. Huge support for you in the city on Saturday night.
Yeah, thanks Ed. I'm lucky to be here, aren't I?
Yeah, you are, mate. Go.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the company I'm in. I'm really lucky to be in this situation. 5 years ago I was playing football in the Football League, kind of looking upwards at getting to the Premier League and then some, but if you've followed me recently you'll see what my story is, what the journey's been, and I've got quite a big following. Everyone seems, I think it's relatable to loads of people in Liverpool. You know, I've all made mistakes and I'm just trying to build myself back up. Not in football no more, in boxing, so hopefully the support continues and I can climb up these rankings and do something in boxing.
Obviously you had a great football career as well, but how seriously do you take this sport? How serious do people take you in this sport as well? We know it's difficult to transition from another sport. We've seen it, you know, with Mackenzie and of course Curtis Woodhouse winning a British title as well. Is that the goal, to try and put yourself in a position to win a British title?
Most definitely, yeah. Well, people used to snigger when I would box. I was boxing when I was playing football. But out me 17 amateur fights, I snoozed half of them, to the mean I was knocking out everyone in the amateurs, so if people snigger or there's comments or people look down, they'll find out what they really fighting.
But we look forward to seeing you in action on Saturday, mate. Of course, this city is steeped in history of fighting brothers, most famous of those, the Smith brothers. But Joe and Peter McGrail now making their way in the pro ranks. We saw Peter McGrail make his debut back in October on the Liam Smith-Anthony Fowler card. Joe McGrail, welcome to the party as well. Massive card to be part of as well, and huge support again for you and your brother in this city.
What's happening? I'd like to thank you yourself for getting me on this card. It's a brilliant card for me to be making my debut, and it's special for me and my brother to put me on the card, so yeah, I'm happy.
Obviously you got tough shoes to fill from your brother, one of the most successful amateurs Britain's ever seen, probably the most successful amateur Liverpool's ever produced as well. Nice and competitive between the pair of you, and just a confirmation of who actually shifted more tickets out of the 2 of you, please.
He done a few more than me, like him, being honest, but my older brother, he's like my best mate, but he's also like, I look up to him, you know what I mean? He's sort of like a role model to me, so yeah.
Look forward to seeing your debut on Saturday night. Another debut that we can't wait to see is Callum French. Again, when you talk about successful amateur fighters, part of the GB system as well, Olympic setup, Callum French, he's ready to go on Saturday night for his professional journey. Callum, welcome. All starts for you. Many people here, of course, have been part of your journey as well. We've seen a lot of Olympians flourish and get ready to turn pro. It's your turn on Saturday night.
Yeah, I want to thank DAZN, Matchroom and Eddie for the opportunity to make my debut on a massive card like this. Been boxing in these sports halls in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, all over the world for the past 5 years, so it's going to be nice to come out and box in front of like all my friends and family and a big stadium like the M&S Bank Arena.
Obviously your experience as an amateur, you talk about going into all those major tournaments, fighting some of the best fighters around the world. These days you come into the professional code, obviously as a debutant on Saturday, but the experience you've had in those major tournaments around the world put you in great stead.
Yeah, hopefully I can take that experience into the pro game with us. Had a few WSB fights with the 5 rounds system, so like I say, hopefully take that experience into the pro game and the Matchroom's next stop.
Good. Well, we look forward to seeing you making your debut on Saturday night. Jordan Gill. Jordan, you're probably up there as the unluckiest fighter of 2021. You're still smiling, which is good, and you're still fighting, which is even more important. The original fight with Kareem Gurfi, we know he had COVID previously, unable to fight and get to full fitness for Saturday night. You will now fight him at the end of January or first week of February, but you are in action in a good fight as well. Important to get out and get ready for Kareem Gurfi.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad to be still fighting. Thanks for having me on still. I was absolutely gutted when Gurfi pulled out. I thought this was the weekend I was going to win my European title and push on. But this is boxing, these things happen, it's delayed. And I look forward to a good fight on Saturday night. I was miserable for about an hour. I was horrible to be around for about an hour. I was upset. But you have to get out of bed in the morning and you have to push on. And I've stayed in the gym all year. I feel like I've been mandatory for this title for 8 years. So I'm looking forward to getting the win on Saturday night, looking good, putting on a show for the fans that have travelled 4 hours from the phones to be there, and pushing on for the European title in January. So thanks for having me on, and I'm going to put on a show.
Obviously the weight class as well, not just around the world but domestically. Obviously you got the whole Mauricio Lara, Josh Warrington story, Lee Wood fighting Michael Conlon, tremendous fight, and the big upset, Kiko Martinez against Kid Galahad as well. Great times in the featherweight division, and the European Tour victory will give you a chance to move forward for one of those big names.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great division. I'm glad to be a part of it. I feel like get Saturday out of the way, win the European title. My name's well and truly in the mix, and if I get a final eliminator or a defence of the European title, or maybe even straight world shot next year, I'm ready for a world title next year. Let's go for it, let's push on, and I want these big fights.
Good luck on Saturday night. Not a professional debut, but a Matchroom debut, a DAZN debut for what I see as one of the most exciting young talents in boxing right now. Kevin Aguiarco fighting for the WBA international title against the undefeated No Larios Jr. Both undefeated young challengers for this belt. It's going to be a great fight to kick off our live broadcast on DAZN. Noe, I'll start with you. Welcome. A huge opportunity for you. You come straight over to the UK, undefeated, ready to fight for your first major title on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I feel blessed. Super stoked on this opportunity, honestly. I'm just here to do my job on Saturday and get the job done. So I'm just, like I said, blessed and happy to be part of this undercard.
We've seen a number of undefeated American fighters step up and take their opportunity as well. Jorge Castaneda, one of those guys that's done that. This is a massive opportunity for you to reach out into a huge TV show around the world, of course live on DAZN across America as well, and a life-changing opportunity on Saturday.
Yes, I think it's at some point there's a time where you have to fight the bigger guys, the bigger opponents, so I think it was about that time, and I think we're ready for Saturday.
Kevin, first big title for you on Saturday night, first fight on the live main broadcast of the show. Just everything sets up, of course, Katie Taylor on the card, Conor Benn on the card, big crowd in Liverpool. This is really where you need to be.
Yeah, without doubt, it's a great opportunity for me to kind of showcase my skills on this platform, and what an honour it is to fight on Katie and Conor on the card. I've obviously had the privilege of being at training camps and stuff with Katie, so to fight on her on the card, it means so much to me. But I've got 150 crazy Irish fans coming over Saturday night, so it'll feel like home, and I can't wait to get in there and put on an explosive performance.
You weren't tough to match in this fight. Every opponent we put forward to Paul Reedy and you guys seem to accept that and move forward. You just feel that these guys, the guys you should be beating, and win this championship on Saturday night. You move forward into a massive 2022.
Yeah, definitely. I want to be in the best fights possible, and in the past it has been hard to match me. but I've got an unbeaten fighter, a good fighter in front of me Saturday night, and I look forward to getting past that test and being in some big fights next year and going back home to Belfast and headlining a show there hopefully, and kind of put my name in the middleweight division.
We look forward to seeing Yarko against Larios Jr., two undefeated fighters for the WBA International title, and two undefeated fighters going for the WBA International Super Featherweight title as well, Joe Cordina and Miko Kacharan. Miko, firstly, welcome. Big opportunity for you. You come with a great reputation. I know your promoter very well, and this is a massive fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, that's true. It's a great opportunity for me. It's a last-minute fight, but I'm in a great shape and ready to make a good fight on Saturday night.
Belgian boxing is going well at the moment. Alan Manicka, as I said, your promoter as well. Medri, the cruiserweight, and some big shows now in Belgium. This would be a major win for Belgian boxing, and of course Joe Cordina highly ranked across all the governing bodies.
Yeah, that's true. I'm ready and hope we'll make a great fight for everybody.
Look forward to that, Miko. Joe, welcome. Again, blistering performance from you at fight camp. Just less than, 2 minutes in that fight after a long camp. Looking forward to a big fight to close the year. And I know World Championship ambitions with Agawa particularly on the menu for 2022, but a must-win fight on Saturday night.
Yeah, of course. I can't never overlook anyone. I've got Miko on Saturday, so he's my main focus at the minute. But yeah, I've never been shy to sort of make it clear that being a world champion is what I want, and that's where I want to be, holding one of them belts. And as soon as you just signed the IBF champ Ogawa, it just sits perfect. But yeah, like I said, first things first, I got Saturday to deal with.
Is it about making a statement as well on Saturday? I mean, I know obviously you want to get the victory at all times, but last time at fight camp you had a lot of people talking about you off those kind of performances, and it shows that when you make those statement performances, it's a huge momentum swing for your career.
Yeah, of course. I thought in March, yeah, my performance wasn't the best, but I felt comfortable. I didn't get out of second gear, and I still got a comfortable win. But I was out for 18 months, and then when I got back in the gym, I built on my camp, worked on a lot of things with Tony, and then what I was working on in the gym, I took it into fight night, and that's what happened. So all I'm going to do in this fight is what I've been doing in this camp is building on my last camp, building on that performance, and hopefully go in and get a similar result.
Forward to seeing that Saturday night WBA International Super Featherweight Championship. We'll go to another hugely popular scouser, Peter McGrail. Pete, welcome back, mate. Last time, a crazy crowd for Smith against Fowler, another huge crowd on Saturday night. Second fight back-to-back at the M&S Bank Arena. Great times for you and looking to build on another great performance for you, David.
Yeah, it's good times. Obviously fighting number one was a belter card in Liverpool. He brought another belter card to Liverpool. Got me on it again. Joe's on it. I've trained alongside Frenchy Cordina. I know Robbie Davies, watched Conor Benn, Katie Taylor for years, and to box on the same card as all these is a privilege, and looking forward to Saturday.
What do you take from that first performance? Great atmosphere for your ring walk as well. Controlled the fight nicely against an awkward opponent. Yeah. But now looking to settle down in the second fight and make another statement.
Yeah, definitely. That experience that will be with me for life, Ed, and probably won't get on like that now till I'm fighting for titles. So it's good to get that on my debut. Got that under my belt. Got a good 6 rounds in the first 6 rounds I've ever done, and looking forward to performing on Saturday and keeping the ball rolling and push on for the big 2022.
Look forward to a big night for the McGrail family on Saturday. I love this fight. Robbie Davies Jr. against Hank Lundy. Very important fight for both guys in his career. Of course, Robbie Davies Jr. in a big championship fight in his hometown. Great fight with Lewis Ritson, came back, got beat, of course, in the bubble, if you like, against a tough Mexican Valenzuela. Came back with a comeback win last time. This is a career-defining fight for Robbie Davies on Saturday. Hank Lundy, who's been there, seen it, done it, comes over with huge experience and huge confidence as well. Hank, I'll start with you. You picked up the call, you said no problem. You're here to win a title on Saturday night against Robbie Davies.
Yes, sir. We've been training, preparing for preparation in this fight. One thing about me, man, listen, we never out the gym. When we seen the fight, we said we won it. We took our bundle on a stick and we here. We ready to get this title.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, when I talked to Shane McGuigan about opportunities for Robbie Davies Jr., we wanted him to be on this card. Of course, we know you flew over to the UK to talk about what ended up just being talking about a Lewis Ritson fight. Didn't work out for you, but took the opportunity straight away against Robbie Davies Jr. and a big fight to put you in a great position in your career.
Yes. Well, after that fight fell out, we went back home, stayed in the gym, stayed ready. Like I said, at the end of the day, in USA, Philadelphia, you know, we always stay ready to fight, man. You know, it ain't no getting ready. You should always be prepared and ready to fight, and that's what Hank Lundy do.
Great boxing IQ, a lot of experience in that resume as well. What do you see in the challenge of Robbie Davies Jr. on Saturday?
I can't let a lot of things out the bag, but you know, it's going to be a great fight. Don't think I'm coming here to lay down just because I'm in your hometown. You know, it's going to be war. It's going to be hell to pay when you step in that ring with Hank Lundy. And I mean business, and I will be victorious.
Looking forward to seeing you back in the ring, Robbie. This is a perfect fight for you, really, isn't it? You've got a guy down there who's got plenty to say, great experience, great resume, great name as well. Of course, Echo Arena. This is the moment for you to make a statement on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a great fight for me to come back to, definitely. Hank's been in with some of the top names in the division. Although he has fell short, as he's saying there, this Philly reputation, as anyone knows, in Liverpool, fighting's embedded in us, so I won't be shying away from anything that he brings to the table. I've been working hard in the gym. I had that little run out on the last show. Since then, I might have had a couple of days off, got straight back in with Shane, been learning my craft, and I'm ready to go on Saturday night.
You look in tremendous shape and also confident as well. Is that something that the gym has given you down there with Shane? Obviously great training, but also that belief as a team to move forward in big fights? Yeah,
there's definitely a big team bond in the gym. Shane has a lot of belief in me from when I started. He's been picking out on a few things for me to change up and things like that. And like I showed in the last fight, I wasn't gung-go like I have been in the past. And I think each step coming forward now, I'm just going to be able to showcase a little bit more of what I'm learning in the gym with Shane, and Saturday night's going to be another start to it, and then I'm going to push on to a big 2022.
Your fight with Lewis Ritson was a fight of the year contender, a fight that was very, very close, could have gone either way. I know you feel like you should have won that fight. Valenzuela defeat was disappointing, but this, for Robbie Davies Jr., is absolutely must win for your career on Saturday.
Yeah, I've said this even before speaking up here. Anyone that's asked me in an interview, I've said this is a must-win for me. Lewis Ritson's defeat didn't go my way. That was a bit disappointing. And then when I fought the Mexican kid, well, anyone watching seen what went on in that one. I'll leave that one in the past. But I'm a much better fighter than that. Since I've been with Shane, it's given me the belief back in myself, and I'm going to be able to show it on Saturday night.
Look forward to a cracking fight, Robbie Davies Jr. against Hank Lundy on Saturday night. Another great fight, one of the biggest stars in world boxing, an absolute icon, Katie Taylor, defending her undisputed lightweight world championships against the WBA mandatory Firuza Sharipova from Kazakhstan. First fight as a professional for Katie Taylor in Liverpool. Going to be another incredible atmosphere to see, as I said, one of the greatest legends of the female code. From amateur to professional, she's absolutely done it all. And obviously talks about major mega fights next year at Madison Square Garden with Amanda Serrano, but this is the fight that matters most right now. I'm going to turn to Team Sharipova. Sergey, I'll start with you. Welcome. You guys seem to mean business over here. You're here to win this fight.
Хочу поприветствовать всех, спасибо, что пришли. Мне очень приятно пребывать в Англии. Здесь очень уютно, я чувствую себя хорошо. Конечно же, в первую очередь, я приношу уважение к Кэти Тейлор, это кумир для многих, но я сюда приехала побеждать.
That first of all, I would like to say thank you very much for attending this press conference. I feel very comfortable and welcomed here in this city. And I have a great respect for Katie Taylor. She's been my idol all the time, but I came here to win.
I see you have a huge following in Kazakhstan, a huge team around you as well. This is the ultimate moment for any fighter to fight Katie Taylor. You believe it's the right time for you to become undisputed champion?
Конечно, как и у любого спортсмена, для меня этот бой очень много значит. Я сделала все возможное для победы.
Yes, of course, as for any sportsman, this fight is very important for me, and I've done everything possible to achieve my dream and to
Я
win.
подошла к этому бою очень хорошо. Спасибо моей команде, которая подготовила меня к этому поединку.
I was preparing well, and thank you very much to my team for their support, and I am ready for the fight.
Veruza, thank you very much. Katie, welcome. Another challenge, another mandatory challenger. We see so often with Undisputed champions, mandatory after mandatory. We know what might be ahead, but truly focused on Saturday night in Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very aware of the challenge on Saturday night. I haven't overlooked this opponent at all. I know what she brings. I am prepared for whatever comes our way on Saturday night. I'm also aware that there's so many big fights out there for me, the bigger names that could possibly happen next year. So I had to get through Saturday night first, and then I can obviously focus on the bigger fights ahead.
Obviously, motivation is key, something that you don't lack. But all of these younger fighters seem to be coming into these fights as you being an idol of theirs, now a rival of theirs, a chance for them out of nowhere to become Undisputed champion. You saw with Alicia Baumgartner recently just, rocked up as an underdog and dethroned Terry Harper. Very, very dangerous kind of fights against really motivated fighters.
Definitely. I can see so many upsets this year already in the boxing world. When people have maybe gone into the ring underprepared or overlooking certain opponents, but I know that obviously can't happen. I've made that mistake before as an amateur fighter, where I have overlooked opponents where I've actually been beaten in fights as an amateur. So I have learned that lesson the hard way, I guess. So I'm 100% prepared coming into this fight, 100% focused, and I'm ready to put in a big performance.
Obviously as well, just one final one. First fight in Liverpool. I remember when you boxed in Manchester, the atmosphere was incredible. Will be another brilliant atmosphere on Saturday. Looking forward to a great atmosphere and great card in the arena.
I can't wait. This is such an amazing card. So it's so many packed fights. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere and an amazing night. And full of there's so many Irish people traveling over for the fight as well. So it's going to be a loud arena on Saturday night. I can't wait to get in there and perform.
Can't wait to see you back in action. The Undisputed Lightweight World Championship, Katie Taylor against Veruza Sharapova. And of course the main event, a brilliant fight, Conor Benn against Chris Algieri. Of course, Chris Algieri, former world champion. I was there actually the night that he beat Provodnikov. Incredible night at the Barclays. Went on to fight Manny Pacquiao, had a very close fight with Amir Khan, boxed Errol Spence. Been there, done it, seen it all. The young man to my right, I think one of the brightest young stars in world boxing. Huge amount of hype for him, and now delivering on all of that hype that we've seen in the future. One of the hardest workers I've seen in the gym, one of the most improved fighters I've seen in the gym, but a massive, massive step up against a true world-class opponent in Chris Algieri on Saturday night. Chris, I'll start with you. It was only just under 2 weeks ago I saw you at MSG for the Kambosos fight. I came over to you and I said, you look really well, I'm a little bit worried. And you said you should be. Absolutely here to win on Saturday night.
Oh yeah, no question. Training camp has gone great. We feel great, got in here early. We've all adjusted very well to the time zone. And we're just happy to be here. I mean, I know a lot of European fighters are enamored with fighting over in the States, but a lot of us are enamored with fighting over here because of the fan base in Europe and the UK. The UK fans are some of the best in the world, so the opportunity to be here and to fight in front of those crowds is a big feather in the cap for me in my career.
Yeah, you've achieved so much in your career as well, but so many American fighters who have filled arenas and fought for world championships don't actually get the opportunity to fight internationally as well. So looking forward to experience a great atmosphere in Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for fight night. It's going to be electric, and I think we have the opportunity to put on a fantastic fight. You mentioned the Teofimo fight, how that was a potential fight of the year. I think this fight could potentially be a rival to that in terms of a style matchup and what I bring to the table. I think this is going to be a fantastic fight, and everybody should tune in.
You're an analyst as well these days. You're incredibly intellectual when it comes to boxing and boxing IQ as well. You've seen Conor Benn, you've studied him. I know you wouldn't be here if you didn't believe that you could win this fight as well. Is it as simple when we're analysing this fight, when we talk about the experience of Chris Algieri, the boxing IQ of Chris Algieri and the young, sort of hungry lion in Conor Benn as well. Is that how you analyse this fight? He brings a lot of the aggression. I know you like to mix it up as well, but looking to use that experience and ring IQ on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well put. You know, and I've been around this game a long time, and I've been in with the who's who, the best of the best, the elite. You know, I've been on both sides of the table. At the end of the day, skills pay the bills, and experience kills. So we're coming in here with our experience, with our skills, and we're going to utilize that plan to find victory.
And finally as well, I know you're always in tremendous shape. Have had fights over 140 pounds before. I did say to you in the build-up to this fight, this is really going to suit you, 147 pounds. I've seen you make 140. It's not always pretty, but sitting here right now, just 2 days out, must be feeling good. You look in tremendous shape.
Yeah, we're in fantastic shape. You know, the weight, it's funny, you know, fight week is a lot longer when you don't have to worry about the weight. I'm just raring to go. I cannot wait for fight night. You know, I still feel like it's really far away. So, yeah, no, the weight is, it's been a bit of a blessing.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in action. I know you give it everything on Saturday night. Conor Benn, these are the fights, these are the step-ups that you want. Hard not to like Mr. Algieri. I know you've had words with opponents in the past, but absolutely all business on Saturday night, an absolutely massive fight for your career.
I mean, definitely. First off, what a blessing to be fighting in Liverpool. I remember fighting here when Conor fought Vargas against Chris Algieri, which was what, almost 4 years ago. But it feels like yesterday. So, first off, very excited to be fighting here. But I know Algieri's a test, he's a step up. He said I haven't been tested, and you know it's getting a bit boring here, and I haven't been tested because every fight moving forward for me is essentially going to be a test. Formella said exactly the same thing. He ain't been tested. Vargas said exactly the same thing. He ain't been tested. Bernardo, so he is where he is because of his dad. So, you know, you don't get ranked top 5 in the WBC, WBA, ranked in IBF and WBO for nothing. So it's just, yeah, it gets a little bit frustrating. But, you know, I plan on passing these tests with Ryan Collins. That's exactly what I do. You know, I work hard at each fight. Each one of these fights is my world title fight. And I train for each of these fights like they're my world title fight because they are. Every single one of them are. You know, once I get through Algieri, which I believe I will, when I work hard enough to speak the way I speak with the confidence. I speak with confidence. It's not arrogance. I speak with confidence because I work so hard. And, you know, confidence is a luxury for the hard working. And if you work hard, you know what I mean. And if you don't, then you go into a fight worried about whether you can see through 12 rounds. You know, Granados was on his bike, he didn't even want to come in there and win. And that's why I was frustrated. It wasn't frustration because of, he was moving and I couldn't get over it. He didn't even come in there to win. You may have well flew a German in there with me. He was giving it all the talk, yeah, we're going to have a bar fest, we're going to have a proper fight, I'm going to have to knock Britain's golden boy out to win. He couldn't have done the opposite. So, you know, I know Algieri's going to come in there and win, and, you know, I'll exploit his mistakes as well, because I see holes in his armour. And, you know, when I get in there, you know, I'm just ready to fight, man. I always get like this fight week. I always get like this, I always get intense, I always get animated, I always get ready to go. And, you know, Algieri is right in saying fight week is long, but fight week is long for me, not because I've got a diet, not because I've got to get down in weight. Fight week is long, so I want to get in there Saturday night and iron someone out.
When you look at those opponents, and it's been a great run when you talk about your development, Formella, you know, who, let's get it right, in a fight 2 or 3 months prior, boxed Sean Paul to headline on a Fox card on PBC, then he boxed you got criticism over that opponent. Samuel Vargas, who boxed Virgil Ortiz, had a good fight with Amir Khan, knocked him down, you stopped him in a round, Adrian Granados. The one thing I'll say about Chris Algieri is, which I can't say for sure about those other 3, is he truly believes he can win this fight. Those other guys come in, Granados felt the power, went on his bike as well. This is a real fight for you on Saturday against a seasoned, world-class fighter.
1,000,000%. You know, Algieri's a better version than all of them. And he beats them all at everything they do, in my opinion. In terms of boxing IQ, cuteness, you know, in terms of knowing his way around the ring, people say he can't punch. Well, listen, when anyone's got their mate hands gloves on, mate, anyone can punch. I'll tell you that now. So, you know, I'm well prepared. I ain't concerned about what he brings to the table because I know what I can do. You know, Formella, you know, outbox the boxer, so to speak. Easy, nice work. That was, you know, I went back to the changing room, ordered a lot of Chinese and was chilled. It was like, oh my gosh, I've had harder spars than this. Samuel Vargas took Virgil T7 round. However Algieri chooses to approach this, whether he wants to box and move, and he's not going to do a Granados and run, because that's what Granados done. It was just terrible. I was very disappointed in that, by the way. I can only do what I can do. But Algieri's going to come, he's going to throw, he's going to try and win, of course, which I'm sure him and his team believe he can. But I'll exploit holes in his armour. He's up against a young lion. He's up against someone who's on the come up. Up against someone who has worked so hard, not just for this camp, but every single camp I go into, I give 100%. Every single camp, I cannot do any more. I think I can, and then I do. Every single time. I'm not going to say I'm crushing it in the gym.
You are,
but I am, mate. I'm crushing it in the gym. So, and that's what it comes down to, is I level up every single time. I can only beat who you put in front of me. You put anyone in front of me, I will deal with them. I will find holes in their armour. But not only do I beat them, I learn. And, I grow. School's never out.
And final question. We see in boxing so often people talking about, thinking about and looking towards the future. Obviously we saw it at Madison Square Garden a couple of weeks ago with George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez. We talk about Katie and the Serrano fight, and obviously she's got to get through Saturday. There is no future.
I hate this question.
Justice, you're going to ask, I'm not asking about the future, I'm just saying your focus is absolutely on Chris Algieri on Saturday night in Liverpool.
Most definitely, you learn, didn't you? And I've done this once before, and thank God I got the win. And I had to show a lot of grit and determination of overlooking an opponent early on in my career. And I know now to never do that. When someone asks me about Khan or Brook or Adrian Broner, I don't entertain the thought. Because at the end of the day, none of them materialise if I don't get through Algieri. Algieri is my world title fight. And that's how I look at all my fights moving forward. It has to. Once I get through Algieri, and I believe I will, again, that ain't arrogance talking, that's confidence. Because I work so hard, then the doors can open.
Well, we look forward to a brilliant fight. Conor Benn against Chris Algieri. Huge fight for the career of both men on Saturday night. Of course, the undisputed lightweight world championship, Katie Taylor against Firuza Sharipova. Brilliant fight in the 140-pound division. Robbie Davis Jr. against Hank Lundy. The return of Peter McGraw and his brother Joe McGraw as well. Paddy Lacey, Callum French, Jordan Gill. 2 championship fights between 4 undefeated fighters in Cordina and Katerin, and Kevin Agarko and Noel Arias as well. Tremendous fight card on Saturday night in Liverpool. Wherever you are, do not miss it. Live and exclusive around the world on DAZN. We're going to go back to the guys and we'll be having head-to-heads up here shortly. Thank you.